Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise in strong opposition to this Republican joint resolution, a resolution taken straight from Trump's Project 2025 Playbook. The resolution invokes the Congressional Review Act to fully repeal the Environmental Protection Agency's EPA rule setting new protective air pollution standards for light-duty and medium-duty vehicles. Now, this resolution is yet another Republican effort to attack the Clean Air Act and roll back common-sense air pollution protections. It puts the profits of corporate polluters over the health and safety of the American people. Not only is this CRA ripped right out of Trump's extreme Project 2025 playbook, it's just the latest attempt by House Republicans to do the bidding of their big oil allies and prevent the EPA from protecting public health and the environment. Instead of focusing on funding the government, which is set to expire at the end of this month, Republicans are wasting time by bringing up this resolution they know has zero chance of becoming law. Even Senate Republicans have publicly admitted that they have abandoned their strategy of using the CRAs like this in Congress. So one really has to ask the question, what are we doing here? This is yet another example of Republicans failing to be serious about governing or working to implement policies that actually benefit the American people. Americans, Madam Speaker, have the right to clean air and a safe climate, and EPA's clean vehicle rule would put us on the road to achieve those rights. The transportation sector is the largest contributor to greenhouse gas emissions and makes up nearly 1/3 of total pollution in the United States. And this pollution affects more than 130 million Americans who live in counties with unhealthy air. Even worse, air pollution is associated with over 100,000 premature deaths in our nation every year. Thankfully, EPA is working to address this dangerous air pollution with the tools that Congress gave us. Now, EPA's clean vehicle standards will avoid 7.2 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide between 2027 and 2055. That's equivalent to 4 times the emissions from the entire transportation sector in 2021. This incredible air pollution reduction will result in tangible benefits for Americans across the country. The rule is projected to yield approximately $100 billion in net benefits each year. Clean vehicle standards are also a win for consumers and our economy, Madam Speaker. EPA projects U.S. auto manufacturing employment growth of up to 188,000 jobs in 2032, thanks to this rule. That is on top of the existing 200,000 jobs that have already been added in clean vehicle manufacturing since the start of the Biden-Harris administration. Look, once the standards take effect, American families are expected to save an average of $6,000 over the lifetime of a light-duty vehicle, including fuel, operation, and maintenance costs. So today, we're going to hear a lot of false claims from my Republican colleagues. They're going to falsely say that this rule is a mandate. But let me be perfectly clear. EPA standards are not an electric vehicle mandate. They are technology neutral and performance-based as required by the Clean Air Act. Auto manufacturers have the flexibility to meet the standards with a wide range of clean vehicle technologies like hybrids, plug-in hybrids, fuel cell, internal combustion engines, and full battery electric. Manufacturers can choose the best options for them and to meet the needs of their customers. EPA worked closely with stakeholders to ensure that the final rule is ambitious and achievable and benefits all Americans. And that's why EPA's final clean vehicle rule is supported by a diverse coalition of auto workers, automakers, public health, and environmental groups. Now, the Biden-Harris administration's rule accelerates the adoption of cleaner vehicle technologies that will offer expanded, better choices for consumers, lower costs, and make sure that the United States dominates the next century's worth of clean technology. This Republican resolution reverses course, putting all of this at risk and replacing it with nothing. What's more, it also prevents any future administration from taking similar action, and that's a recipe for disaster for our economy, the American people, and for our climate. Madam Speaker, I just received the SAP, the Statement of Administration Policy from the Biden administration. I'm not going to read it all, but I just want to read the last part of it where it says, this rule is supported by U.S. automakers and auto workers and would jeopardize development, and that repealing it would jeopardize development in a critical technology sector, ceding the electric vehicle and battery future to global competitors like China. I hear all the time my colleagues on the other side talking about communist China, talking about Beijing and how we, are not keeping up with them. Well, you will be doing exactly the opposite with this repeal of the rule. You will give China, communist China, the competitive edge. And with that, I urge all of my colleagues to vote no on HJ Res 136, and I reserve the balance of my time, Madam Speaker.
The gentleman